I grew up in the kind of home that most kids dream about growing up in, and I had a very stable home, and my dad was a pastor and my great-grandfather an evangelist. I was always surrounded with the Bible and the gospel and living this gospel-centered life. On paper, it looks like I had everything going for me. I had such a high standard growing up because of who my family was, and I think there was a lot of pressure put on me to be this, strong Christian leader. I had teachers just making comments that I was supposed to be this certain way, this cookie-cutter Christian, and the rebellion in me was just stirred. My way of being different was thinking, I want to experiment on the other side of things. I want to see what the world has to offer me. I just was in the wrong group of friends, and I was in poisonous relationships, and I was just desiring things so far outside of what I had always known. I was also very attracted to guys that mistreated me and guys that took advantage of me. I remember specifically laying in bed at night and not talking to God by any means, but I just knew He was there. I would constantly hear Him just say, "Charlie, I still love you." And each time I would just sense the Lord say that to me, I would just bawl in my bed. And I would refuse to touch my Bible. I would refuse to go and seek wise counsel. I chose every day to walk away from Him. It was a choice every single day I had to make. After living in this cycle of sin for 4 years, I was done. I just started to really sink into depression and anxiety. I was so broken and so over this lifestyle, and in that moment, it was clear as day, the Lord said, "Charlie, go." And I didn't even know what that meant, go where? So the next morning, I woke up and I started researching mission trips to Africa. And I found a mission trip that was going over there for about 5 months. Before I knew it, I had dropped out of high school, and I had gotten my GED and was on my way to South Africa. It was in South Africa that my relationship with Christ was my own for the first time in my life. And I saw the Holy Spirit firsthand in the lives around me. I saw this little baby, and she was so small, and I start having this conversation with the grandmother of the infant, and she starts telling me that it was her daughter that gave birth to this child and placed her in a dumpster and walked off the day after she delivered her. I remember that night just laying in my bed and thinking about, what if one person had ministered to that young mom? Maybe, just maybe, she wouldn't have run away. It was in that moment that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And it was just started rolling and stirring in my spirit and in my heart, and I thought back to His Caring Place. And through Mom's Life, started working under Katie Mouse, which was once a week, community group meeting with young single moms. I'm now a senior at Liberty University. In the beginning of my junior year, the Lord, yet again, gave me this idea to start a Mom's Life in Lynchburg, Virginia. I started it by myself and started going downtown, just knocking on doors and meeting young moms and telling them that we were doing this community group, and they started showing up one by one. And now we are working with about 11 moms downtown, and we have close to 15 volunteers. I take into account that could have been me at any point. I believe that it's my way to give back to Christ, and it's my way of saying, these are the years that I lost to sin, but I want to give it back to you now, and I want to work with the girls and grow them in the same way that Christ grew me.